Welcome back, everybody, for another deep dive.
Always fun.
Today, we're going all the way to Nepal.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we're going to explore the story of this company, Khajurico, Nepal.
Sounds interesting.
And it is,
Yeah.
we got some company documents that detail their history and how they operate. And
Okay.
yeah, it's a fascinating story.
I bet.
You know, they're a real example of that classic entrepreneurial tale.
Yeah.
You know,
What's that?
family business that starts small and then turns into this big player in the industry.
The American dream, right?
Right.
Or in this case, the Nepalese dream.
Yeah, right. In this case, the Nepalese dream.
Yeah.
And their path is anything but ordinary. I mean,
Yeah.
it's really something else.
Looking forward to it.
So they started as this tiny little family business selling kwa.
What's kuah?
It's this milk-based,
Okay.
like sweet confection
Okay.
in Nepal.
Okay. Interesting.
And the thing that really got them going on this whole journey was the oldest son.
Okay.
He was delivering kwa to this shop called Gupak Bandar. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
But instead of just like dropping it off and leaving, he got really intrigued by how they made bread there.
Oh, wow. So
Yeah.
just that simple observation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that little spark.
Right.
That moment changed everything.
Yeah.
And it reminds me of how important it is to just be present and observe your surroundings. You never know where inspiration's going to strike.
Yeah, absolutely. I
Yeah.
think we can all relate to that in some way, you know?
Right.
Just that moment of like, oh, this is interesting.
Yeah,
Like you said, it could change everything.
totally. So they start experimenting with baking bread themselves
That's cool.
at home.
Yeah.
Using this traditional like homemade oven,
Oh, wow.
which I thought was really cool.
Yeah.
They called their bread paroti. And
Okay.
it got super popular really fast.
Good for them.
But then they ran into a problem.
What's that?
The demand was growing so quickly, their little homemade oven just couldn't keep up.
Of course.
It makes sense, right?
You need a bigger oven. Exactly. They realized they had to adapt.
Yeah.
They invested in this much larger, more efficient oven.
Smart move.
And that was a huge turning point.
Yeah, I bet.
Not only could they meet the demand for their paroti now,
Right.
they could expand their product line.
Oh, wow. So they started making other things, too.
Yeah, like cookies and puff pastries and muffins and buns and even biscuits.
Really branching out.
Yeah.
That's great.
And that's actually where the name Khajuri comes in.
Okay.
So they developed this biscuit that tasted just like this popular Nepali sweet called Khajuri.
Really?
Yeah,
So it was like a familiar taste.
exactly. And people loved it.
Of course.
It became a local favorite.
I bet.
And that's when they decided to brand their whole product line as Khajuri Foods.
Smart.
Yeah, they were really clever about it.
Yeah, using that familiar flavor to their advantage.
Totally. And you know, it's interesting.
What's that?
Even back then, they were already thinking about the future.
Yeah.
In 2046 BS, that's the Bikram Sembot calendar. It's what they used in Nepal.
Oh, cool. Okay.
So in 2046 BS, they officially registered as Khajurico Food Industry.
Interesting.
And they did that specifically so they could get loans for expansion.
So they were planning ahead?
Yeah, they knew they wanted to grow, and they were taking the steps to make it happen.
That's impressive,
Right.
that kind of foresight.
Yeah.
Not everyone has that.
No, but getting those loans wasn't easy.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the documents show that they faced a lot of pushback from banks.
Oh, no.
The banks just weren't convinced about their potential.
That's frustrating.
Can you imagine that?
Yeah,
You
totally.
have this product everyone loves, you have
Fun.
customers, you have a vision,
Yeah.
and then you hit this financial roadblock.
Oh, man. That's got to be tough.
It's a challenge a lot of small businesses face, right?
It is. Access to capital is so crucial for growth.
Yeah.
And sometimes getting that funding is the hardest part.
Absolutely. But Khajurico, they didn't give up.
Good for them.
They were determined.
Yeah.
They pitched their idea to 5 different banks
Wow.
before they finally got funding from Nepal Investment Bank Limited.
Persistence pays off.
It really does. And that loan was a game changer.
I bet.
It allowed them to completely transform their operations.
How so?
They went from traditional methods to modern technology.
Oh, wow.
They brought in automated production lines and advanced packaging equipment.
That's a big step.
They even implemented a real-time inventory management system.
Really stepping up their game.
It was a bold move,
Yeah,
but it was absolutely the key to their success.
I can see that.
Embracing technology allowed them to not just meet demand,
Right.
but to actually increase production
Okay.
significantly
Yeah,
and maintain consistent quality at the same time.
got it.
And it's all because of that one loan they fought so hard to get.
Wow.
It's amazing how one decision can have such a ripple effect.
It really is.
And for Khajurico, That decision to embrace technology wasn't just about keeping up with orders. It was about setting themselves up for sustainable growth.
Yeah,
They were building a foundation for long-term success.
that makes sense.
And you know what else is really cool about their story?
What's that?
They show that innovation isn't always about inventing something completely new.
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes it's about finding ways to improve what you're already doing
Okay.
or adapting familiar concepts,
Right.
like they did with the Khajuri sweet.
Yeah.
They took something traditional
Uh-huh.
and turned it into this unique product that really resonated with people.
It's a great example of blending tradition and innovation.
Yeah, and clearly it worked.
So what happened next?
Well, their business just exploded
Wow.
by 2062 BS.
Okay.
They were doing so much business that they had to change their structure.
Yeah.
They went from a proprietorship to a partnership.
Okay.
They became Khajurico Nepal,
Interesting.
just to handle all the increased transactions.
Wow. So they were growing really fast.
Yeah, and they established their headquarters in Champapur. It's in the Lalitpur district, about 10 kilometers south of Kathmandu.
Okay.
So they went from this small family operation
Right.
to this formalized partnership.
Yeah.
It's pretty impressive, right?
It really is. What stands out to you the most about their journey?
I think it's their resilience.
Oh, okay.
They faced so many obstacles,
Yeah.
financial roadblocks, the whole process of expansion,
Right.
but they never compromised on quality.
That's important.
And they were always looking for ways to innovate.
Yeah.
Their story really shows how powerful technology can be for growing a business
Uh-huh.
and how you can scale up without losing sight of your roots.
That's a tough balance to strike.
It is, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely. It makes me wonder how they managed to keep their focus on quality while adopting these large-scale production methods.
That is a good question.
It's something we should definitely explore further as we delve deeper into Khajurico's current operations.
Yeah, I'm really curious to see how they did that.
Let's get into it.
Yeah, let's do it. Yeah, I'm really curious to see how they did that.
It looks like they were really careful about making sure quality was built into their new processes.
Okay.
Like they invested in some really high-tech lab equipment.
So test the ingredients and
Exactly, and for monitoring the whole production process.
Okay.
And they got really serious about hygiene in their facilities, too.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
Really top-notch food safety standards.
Makes sense.
So it wasn't just about getting fancier equipment.
Right.
It was about creating a whole system.
Yeah, to protect that quality that their customers loved.
Exactly. And, this wasn't just them reacting to getting bigger.
Right.
This focus on quality was there right from the beginning.
Yeah, I remember that homemade oven.
Exactly.
It's cool how they've kept that same dedication to quality through all the changes.
Yeah, it's pretty impressive.
And speaking of changes, what's Khajurico Nepal like today?
Well, based on what we've got here,
Yeah.
they're like a top dog in Nepal's medium-scale food market.
Hold on, what does medium scale even mean in Nepal?
Oh, good point.
Yeah, is there like a definition?
Yeah, so it usually has to do with how much a company can produce, how many people they employ, and their total revenue.
Okay.
And medium-scale companies in Nepal, they're kind of in between the small family businesses
Okay,
and the big industrial operations.
got it.
It's a pretty exciting category. Lots of potential there.
So Khajurico's in this space with both established players and new companies coming up all the time.
Yeah, that's right.
What makes them stand out?
I'd say their product range is a big one.
Like, what do they have?
Well, they started with bread and biscuits, but now they make all sorts of snacks and cookies.
Wow.
They even have some healthier choices.
Oh, smart.
Got to keep up with what people want these days.
Yeah, but it's not just about having the right products, right?
No.
Branding and marketing are huge, especially when there's so much competition.
Absolutely. They've been really smart about that, too.
Okay. How's so?
Well, they really play up their origin story, how they
Uh-huh.
started small and focused on those traditional flavors.
I can see that working.
It makes them seem authentic, and
Yeah.
it connects with customers on like an emotional level.
Right.
It's a classic strategy, but it works.
Yeah, people love an underdog story, especially when it comes with delicious, high-quality food.
Exactly.
And we talked about them supporting local farmers earlier.
Huh.
Are they doing anything else for the community?
Oh, yeah. They've got a few initiatives focused on community development.
Okay. Like what?
They've partnered with some schools to teach kids about nutrition.
Oh, that's great.
And they're big on empowering women
Awesome.
by giving them training and job opportunities.
So they're not just a successful business.
Yeah.
They're really involved in making their community better.
Exactly. It shows that success isn't just about profits.
Right.
Companies like Khajurico proved you can do well by doing good.
A great example for other entrepreneurs, too.
Definitely.
What are some of the main things you've learned from Khajurico's journey?
Hmm. Well, one thing that really strikes me is their ability to change and grow without forgetting what's important to them.
Okay.
Remember, they started with that one recipe in the tiny oven,
Uh-huh.
but they weren't scared to try new technology and expand when they had the chance.
And they did it all while staying true to their quality and their connection to their community.
It's impressive.
Another thing that stands out to me is how smart they were about their branding and marketing.
Yeah, they really used their story, their commitment to quality, and their community work to create a brand people believe in.
And they really understood their customers.
Totally. They knew that the Kajuri sweet was familiar and nostalgic,
Uh-huh.
and they used that to build a brand people trust and love.
It's amazing.
And we can't forget about persistence.
Right.
They had a tough journey, but they never gave up on their vision.
They overcame those money problems and never stopped trying to improve.
And that's a big part of why they're successful.
It reminds me of that saying, success is a journey, not a destination.
Yeah, I like that.
They faced challenges, they changed, they innovated, they grew, and they never lost sight of their values.
And they're still going.
What's next for them?
I'm curious, too.
Yeah, what's next for them?
Well, it looks like they're really focusing on a few things.
Okay, like what?
First off, expanding where they sell their stuff.
Like going beyond Nepal.
Yeah, both inside Nepal and internationally.
That's a big goal.
It is. Taking their products to a whole new audience.
I bet that comes with a lot of challenges.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, think about all the different cultures and rules in different countries.
Right?
They've got to do their research, find the right partners, and be ready to change things up to fit those new customers.
So it's not just about selling the products.
Right.
It's about sharing their story and what they stand for.
Exactly.
So what else are they working on?
They're still all about innovating,
Oh, cool.
investing in research to make new products that people want.
Makes sense. What are they focusing on?
Healthier options, more
Yeah.
sustainable choices.
That smart people are definitely more aware of those things now.
So Khajurico is trying out different ingredients.
Oh, like what?
Local grains and millets, things that are good for you and good for the environment.
And I bet they're trying to be more eco-friendly in how they make their products.
Definitely. They're using energy-efficient tech and looking into better packaging.
Wow, so they're really thinking about the big picture.
Yeah, growing their business while staying true to their values and making a positive impact.
This is a pretty inspiring story.
It really is. It shows how businesses can be a force for good.
Yeah, creating jobs and supporting communities and protecting the planet.
Khajurico's journey has been a wild ride.
It has, from a family's love for a sweet treat to a company that's making a real difference.
It just goes to show you got to be adaptable, never give up focus on quality, and know your customer.
And most importantly, you can be successful while doing the right thing.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
So as we wrap up this deep dive, any final thoughts?
Well, I think the biggest takeaway is that you never know where success will come from.
Yeah.
It's all about being curious, being open to new ideas, and just paying attention to the world around you.
Like that son who was fascinated by the bread making.
Exactly. You never know when inspiration will strike.
They could be anything. A
Yeah.
chance meeting an old recipe, or even just something you see on your way to work.
The point is, stay curious, stay flexible, and keep exploring.
Love it. Who knows, maybe your next big idea is just around the corner.
I like that.
Well, that's about it for today's deep dive. Thanks for joining us.
Always a pleasure.
Keep exploring, and we'll see you next time.